Hey, it's Glenn Younes again, this time talking NBA. You know, two of my passions, besides, of course, football and the regular sports, golf and the NBA. Well, we had the All-Star game last night, so why not we get into that? Three-point shooting competition, skills competition, all that stuff was great. Dunk contest was great. You knew Levine was going to win. Oladipo did a nice thing, fine, whatever. I got to tell you, though, the atmosphere in New York, Brooklyn, and at MSG, yeah, I didn't even use any words, just this. I didn't feel it. Last night, the game was incredible. Russell Westbrook, the MVP, and I'll get into him in a minute. How electrifying is that guy? LeBron and Melo didn't play well, we know that, but that crowd at MSG for the All-Star game, mad weak sauce, like very, very weak. I'm very disappointed. The Mecca of basketball, greatest venue ever. Ever heard of the Coliseum in Italy? I mean, the MSG? Look, it's nice, been there many a times for many things, but that crowd did not do what I thought they should do last night at the All-Star game. All right, so there's that part. Now Russell Westbrook, MVP, 40-some points, great, just a point off of Wilt Chamberlain in the 60s. That's awesome. How about Russell Westbrook, though, getting his due finally? And when is the media going to do a mea culpa about Russ West? Everyone was like, he's a selfish player. Why isn't he deferring to Kevin Durant, who's the best player and the MVP? Now everyone's saying, oh, look at how dynamic Russell Westbrook is. Russell Westbrook hasn't really changed his game. The only thing that's happened to Russell Westbrook, in my opinion, humble opinion, not so humble opinion, is that we as media, we as fans have adapted to his style of play, which is ultra aggressive and incredibly dynamic. That's who he is. It's what he showed in the All-Star game against the very best, with the very best, and look what he did. Now, you want to say his game's too offensive? Fine. You want to say he doesn't defer to the best player on the team? Fine. You can make that argument, but it's clear to me that he is who we thought he was. He hasn't changed. Our perception of him has. And finally, Amari Stoudemire and the buyout. Everyone's going to say his time in New York with the Knicks was a waste. But here's what you have to remember. One player does not a team make in the NBA. Two players, you can sort of contend you need three all-world superstars. Look at the big three in Boston prior with KG and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce. Look at what Miami did, of course, with LeBron, Bosh, and Wade. Now look what all these other teams are doing. New York was trying to get Carmelo over, and they needed to make sure they had Amari first before they got Melo. Now that they've bought out Amari, he'll go somewhere else. Maybe it's the Spurs, maybe it's who knows where, and he will win. He's not the player. He's had 2 microfracture surgeries and then some back and issues. He's an unbelievable guy, but when New York signed him a few years ago, they had to do it because they had to figure out a way to add pieces with he and Melo. You need a couple superstars, if not 3, as we just documented. And back then, Amari was that guy. Glenn Younes, GlennYounes.com. Follow me on Twitter, @GUnitRadio. Instagram's always there, #GY Show. Talk to you soon.